Kotal Khan is gonna regret the day he spared Goro. Sonya, Blade, and Johnny return Aaron Black to Kotal Khan as they want Cassie Cage and Jackie back. As Aaron begs for mercy, even though he almost started another war with Earthrealm. But Kotal Khan wants to repair the relationship with Earthrealm, but it will come at a cost. In an act of vengeance, he spared Goro but left him disabled, but he overlooked one truth, that all fathers love their son. And his father is the king of the Shokan, and King Gorbak isn't gonna let this go unanswered. When it comes to blood, an eye for an eye. Instead of rejecting his son, he accepts him, and they will move on Kotal Khan's empire and bring it down and start a new one. The Shokan are done with the indignity. Johnny tries to comfort Sonya Blade, but she throws it back in his face. Kotal Khan will agree in helping them, as he will send some of his best warriors with them and provide them with a well-able ship, as he also has bad blood with Reiko, who's holding Cassie and Jackie, as Kotal also has a score to settle with him in eliminating his whole entire race of Oshtek. But the bad part, there will be a catch, as they have one thing they must do before they can go on the ship. They must survive the dawn and what it will bring. An army of giants is about to take on Kotal Khan and his forces as they prepare and map out the battlefield. Sonya wants to know the defensive plan and how many are they going up against, and Kotal Khan has no idea, as the position is worse than Helm's Deep. As they start to argue whether it's 10,000 or 100,000, and if it's 100,000, Kotal Khan will challenge them to mortal combat. But the Shokan are already spotted over the mountains as they have come early. As Sonya asks the lieutenant, did you get a good look at the enemy? All he says is no. All we saw was the dust that they were kicking up, as the situation is worse than what they predicted. That it is not the amount that showed up, but what they have brought with them, the Oni warriors. The giant warriors who have aligned themselves with the four-armed Shokan. As Devora and Ferrator volunteer to send them the terms. But no matter the outcome, the warriors are ready, and so are the Earthrealmers, the Special Forces team that came along with Sonya Blade. As they prepare for battle, she gets the troops into position and gives Johnny the cold shoulder, as she is soon to regret that mistake. Ferrator and Devora are the only ones brave enough to venture out there to seek the terms with Kentaro. As Devora is met with disrespect, she gives Kentaro the terms, and he just throws them away, saying, "The Shokan do not seek your charity, and Kotal Khan will surrender to our king Gorbak, or our army will raise your city. You have 1 hour." As Devora speaks for Kotal Khan, saying he will never surrender, Johnny notices movement in front of the horde, as a giant Oni warlord is about to go. They barricade directly at the gates. As they brace for impact, the line goes static, as she starts to regret being mean to Johnny. This is what happens when Lord of the Rings meets Mortal Kombat. Sonya calls out to Johnny, as he was the first in the front line of assault. But the Shokan have penetrated the walls, as they use their size to push through. But Sonya is no pushover, as she tries to shoot him with the wrist gauntlet, but it only pisses the Shokan warrior off. And now Kotal Khan is worried that his city will fall to ruin to the barbarians, and he ponders if he should have took Goro's life, because now his father hunts him. What will he do to stop an unstoppable army? And somewhere in the front line of defense, Johnny is trying to help a fellow comrade as he tries to drag him out, but he's only pulling him apart, as there is nothing he can do for his fellow fallen comrade. He tries to reach to Sonya, but it's just a dead line. So what he will do, he will go and find her, as he still cares for her, but he has met Gorbak, the king. Meanwhile, Devora and Ferrator go and check up upon their king, see what the Emperor Kotal Khan is up to, and they notice that he is gone, but the magic dagger is still there, and they wonder where he is. Meanwhile, back in the battlefield, one of Sonya's lieutenants is starting to lose it, as he starts to remember the war with Outworld. But all of a sudden, a Shokan sneaks up upon him, and he tries to get some shots off. But it's not good enough when you're dealing with Shokan, as Sonya looks in horror as her lieutenant gets cut in half, and it's still not over. She reacts just in time, just to get thrown back down. But she's not completely out of this fight, as he approaches her, hits him with the biggest energy blast she had. But somehow it worked. The giant Oni warrior falls, and behind him was Kotal Khan, as he is happy to see her, but they are getting baptized by fire, and she's already mourning Johnny, as she believes that she lost everyone in Kotal's battle, as he will hold his honor and his promise. But out of nowhere, Johnny comes running behind them saying, "Run, you idiots!" The games never really showed why Kotal can be a king, as the city is completely overrun. The Shokan are so close to claiming victory, as the fight with Gorbak and Kotal Khan continue, as he wants revenge, fueled by vengeance, for embarrassing his son Goro. As he was expecting more of a fight after what he did to his son, he tells Kotal, "You are no ruler. Your empire is slipping through your fingers. You are no king," as he hits him with a Spartan kick. Now it is our time, the Shokan, to rise up. The era of the Khans has come to an end. Devora is about to lose her life as a Shokan comes right behind her, but then his neck snaps, and out of the shadows comes Reptile, as he was invisible and is now joining the fight. And just as the luck is changing, Ferrator gets thrown through the building. The champions of Outworld are outnumbered, as the fight of the two kings continues. Kotal Khan wonders, how do you stop an unstoppable army? But Gorbak tells him, you won't live long enough to solve that. And he replies by saying, you can start with the head, as he grabs his skull and rips a chunk off. Then he pops his head like a balloon, and he grabs the body and he shows it to the Shokan warriors, demoralizing their army. And Devora finally gets rid of the big one, and he throws Gorbak to their army, telling them, hail your king, as they all retreat. Devora tells him, you did a great sacrifice for this battle. Kotal replies, if I must win this war, there will be more sacrifices to do. Please do not use the blood magic again. It may be more devastating next time. Take Reptile to the infirmary. Sonya and Johnny look on to the scorched earth. Their best plan right now is to go get their daughters, but then Johnny collapses due to his injuries, as he was bitten by one of the Shokan. He's lost a lot of blood, and he's starting to feel real tired. Sonya is trying to keep him talking, so that way he doesn't lose conscience, and he starts to apologize for Cassie for freezing her out. He was the same way at his age. She finds it ironic that a little teenage girl has his attitude, but then he tells Sonya, I don't think I'm gonna make it out of this. And she tells him, shut up, Johnny. We're in this together. Oh, calling me Johnny now. As Kotal Khan hears no more challenges, he believes it is best to uncover the truth. Set sail for Shang Tsung's island and honor my promise. Find their daughter and finish Reiko off. Back with the Shokan, they honor their fallen king, and Goro grieves for his father. Kentaro gladly tells Goro, your injuries disqualify you from the claim to the throne. Ancient tradition calls for a battle for the crown. As Goro wants to enter it, Kentaro says, you're crippled and your father isn't here anymore to protect you. Kotal Khan finally discovers the treachery with Devora, as the dagger is no longer there, but she says, this was not my doing. As Kotal Khan feels the connection of the blade fading away, he's not sure he can defend the city without it. Meanwhile, we see the real culprit reveal herself. Back on Shang Tsung's island, Scarlet was the one to give the dagger to Havoc. As Scarlet wants to learn more about the blood magic, Havoc says that we have one more thing to do. We must steal the power from an heir of an ancient warrior. But to do that, our little warrior must fight.